Hello everyone and welcome back to another new album video. We're now on week 15 and this week we're taking a look at Surf-n-Burn by the Blue Stingrays. First released September 9th, 1997. Some notable tracks off this album are Monsoon, Goldfinger, Mood Over Catalina, and Echo Park. I have some notes here about the album and we're going to just discuss it and get to the track list and all that kind of stuff. So let me see here. Got our notes here. So like you said, first released September 9th, 1997. This was a side project from various members of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. I don't think Tom Petty was involved. The people involved with it were Mike Campbell, Ron Blair, and Randall Marsh, members of his band. It's a very 60s styled just surf album, pretty much all instrumental. It has that vibe of it being released in the 60s. If you were to tell me this CD was released, or album, like LP, whatever you want to call it, was released in like 1965, it definitely sounds like an album of that time period. But it's part of I guess there was a bunch of like new surf music in the 90s that this one came out in 1997. There was one by the Blue Hawaiians that came out in 1998 that I've listened to. But just a huge amount of actual surf music for the 90s that I really wasn't aware of. There's a Reddit post I'll link in the description where it's just a ton of surf artists from the 90s, and I'm very tempted to just go through that list and check some of those other artists out, because this album was just had that perfect vibe of like twangy guitars and just felt like an album released in the 60s. So that's the style. Back in 2021, I was getting really into surf music, mostly from the 60s. There was a really cool Apple Music playlist I was listening to quite a bit that summer, and it was both instrumental and lyrical stuff. So bands like like the Beach Boys were on there, Jan and Dean, the Ventures. I think the Ventures were mostly instrumental stuff, but artists like that, and it was just a really cool. This is a really cool playlist. I was really in the mood to listen to some surf music back then, and it's a cool playlist. So if you have Apple Music, I think it's like surf rock of the 60s. I'll try to look it up and leave a link in the description for that as well. There's a lot of other really cool just surf playlists on Apple Music also. Let me see here. The reason I ended up listening to this, or even knowing who this band is back in February, about a month ago. I was out in Laguna Beach for the Taylor Hawkins kind of meetup for what would have been his 52nd birthday. Got there on a Thursday, ended up coming back on like a Monday. But that Thursday night, I went to a restaurant there. I think it was called Royal Hawaiian. I could be mistaken, but I'll have to double check on that. But this restaurant, very 1960s like surf like vibes in there. Really good food. I had like a Singapore sling and some really great mahi mahi. But their music that night, or probably most nights, I only went there the one night. I wanted to go back on, what night was it? Sunday, but I think it was reservation only because it was like President's Weekend and they were super busy. But this song, one of the songs on this album came on like their playlist, and I Shazammed it. I think it was Mood Over Catalina. And then I like basically like was like, okay, cool. I Shazammed a couple other album songs from that restaurant as well. One was from the Blue Hawaiians. But the next day, so the next day was Friday, and I was just walking through. I think it's called Heisler Park. It's like a really cool like beachfront park, like right kind of like on Laguna Beach. You can easily get to beaches from there, but it's just like a really cool. It was like kind of maybe like around like 5 o'clock at night, so the sun was still out. It was really nice, and I decided just to listen to this album and had a blast listening to it. I've listened to it a couple times since then, but it was a really cool just experience just going to that restaurant, hearing this music, and then I was kind of surprised once I actually looked it up on Apple Music that it was from the 90s. Same with the Blue Hawaiian song. That was like our album was like from like 1998. So went there, listened to it that like the day like the next night, and it was just really awesome. Like I said, Mood Over Catalina was the track that I Shazammed. There was other really great music, like I said earlier in the video, like the Blue Hawaiians did an album in 1998. I think there was one called the Aqua Velvets did one called Guitar Noir, like I think like the same year, 1997. And then that's kind of it for that. And we're going to get into the track list here. So I don't know if I actually have. I'm going to have to bring this up because it doesn't have the length, but the Wikipedia article that I'm looking at to get the track listing doesn't have the actual like time length. I think it's like 45 minutes or something like that. I'll have to go back to Apple Music and take a look at that. But it's 15 tracks. They're all instrumental. They're all kind of short, like 3 minutes. Maybe like the longest one on here is like 4 minutes or something like that. But yeah, again, 15 tracks. Track 1 is Monsoon. Then you go to track 2, which is Echo Park. Echo Park's an excellent track off this album. Track 3 is Goldfinger, and it's the cover of the James Bond theme by John Barry, I believe. But Goldfinger, it just has like you could have told me that that was a cover that was done the year Goldfinger came out, and I would totally believe it. Goldfinger is an excellent cover of the James Bond song. That's track 3. Track 4 is Brave New World. Track 5 is Russian Roulette. Track 6 is Moon Over Catalina. Again, first song I've heard off of the album. Track 7 is Malibu Babylon. Track 8 is Blue Venus. Track 9 is Land of the Unknown. Track 10 is Surfer's Life. Track 11 is Stingray Stomp. Track 12 is Zuma Sunset. Track 13 is Juju Beans. Track 14 is Green Sea. And finally, track 15, the final track on the album, is Superhero. There's also a link in the description, which I'm going to link, which is the Legend of the Blue Stingrays. It's kind of like a background of them. I don't know what year it came out, because it said you can listen to some of the music on MySpace, so it's definitely dated, but the webpage looks like it was made in like 1997 on like GeoCities or Tripod or something like that. So I'll link that. I'll link again the the Reddit list. I'll link, probably try to find that Apple playlist, link that as well, and then the little information kind of thing, the Legend of the Blue Stingrays. Those should all be in the description. But yeah, this is just an excellent just surf album. Has the vibes of just like 60s instrumental surf rock. I think they've only released just one album, but it's a blast. So highly recommend it, especially if you're into that kind of music. It's definitely worth checking out. That's going to do it for this video. We'll be back again next week with a whole new album. Don't exactly know what that's going to be yet, but I've been listening to a lot of new music this year. I've been tracking all of it through like a spreadsheet, and I was like initially going to try to listen to just one new album a week, but of course I've listened to a lot more than that. So we'll be back again in a week with an all new video. Again, that's going to do it for now. So remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Thanks again for watching. Take care and have a good one. See ya.